United, you guys won today, right? Liverpool also won today,
Yeah.
right? If we look at overall managerial stuff, Amorim has maybe won two um, trophies in Portugal, right? Slot has also won Eredivisie and Premier League. So this season, who is the better coach in the Premier League, Slot or Amorim?
I'm worried now without a doubt. There's no two ways about it. I think I've been riding the anti-slot agenda train, for 2 years now, and I'm glad that my predictions are finally coming to light. I think without a doubt, Slots rode on Klopp's coattails. Like he didn't really offer anything, really even do anything to that Liverpool squad. They didn't have to sign anybody. He just kind of steadied the ship, and if you want to give him credit for doing that, for not destroying basically what club built, then sure. But it's worth saying that when Slot has been given the opportunities to create a Liverpool team in his image, he's failing like woefully. Like not even on like a just they can't defend their title properly. They're I think eighth or ninth in the league. They were 12 points before that game. They're eighth behind Manchester United of all teams. So they say the table doesn't lie. I think the table is in line. When it by virtue of the positions that Amorim is a better coach than
Please,
Slot.
I am biased here, but David, who do you think is the better, the better coach this season?
Well, I mean, the table doesn't lie, I guess. For whatever reason, Amorim is currently ahead of Slot on the table, but I don't know. I think we should cut the Liverpool organization some slack, right? For two things, or maybe three, right? But let me get into the two that I think are the major ones. These same players won the league last season. Yes, there have been some additions, but they are winners. They're players that have that winning mentality. So cut them some slack. It might just be a run of bad form, right?
Hmm.
My second reason is they all experienced a loss just before this season started. A crucial member of that team, sadly passed, right? And this is someone you trained with 3-4 times a week, every week. You travel with, you share hotel rooms with. Some of them are neighbors, some of them share domestic staff. They were at his wedding, before
Mm.
before the tragic passing happened. So, you know, cut them some slack, based on that. That said, your job is to work as a manager, to manage the resources. And there's something that a lot of us have left aside when it comes to this managing thing. We just consider tactics. We've left the man management part. And man management is your psychology, your emotions, all of those things. But as a coach, you are able to see who is going to be able to give you the best, who is in the right mood, who is in the right frame of mind, who is in the right shape, who is not on form, and then bring in someone that can deliver. So, on the basis of all of those things combined, right, Slot and Amorim should really just be put in the same sentence. I mean, they're on the same points today, aren't they? Let's forget that one of them is ahead of the
Don't
other,
mind. That's why I
because
want
of
to say the table doesn't
goal
lie. I was like, all right, cool.
difference. Because of goal difference, right? So, I want to cut Liverpool some slack. At least this team has delivered a league title. They did that last season. Amorim hasn't done that yet in England, right? So
Uh,
Shame.
the point I'll
Okay.
give you,
So,
Jota died,
David,
right?
sorry,
So
sorry,
yeah, I'll give you
David.
that
The
one.
reason why I feel like the reason why I think I can't, me personally, the reason why I can't call Liverpool any slack maybe on the basis that yeah they lost a teammate. Yeah, I can cut them a little, but overall, the reason why I can't cut them any slack is because the
They
reason why
have the
they bought
quality,
so many
and they
players,
shouldn't be doing
the reason
this.
why they bought so many players was to win again. Amorim bought so many players to build Manchester United to a level. That's the difference. They bought players for Slot to win it again. That's
Yeah,
their difference.
yeah,
Okay, the aim with Manchester United is okay. We've bought Cunha, we've bought Mbeumo, we've bought where can they lead us to?
Take
Obviously, they are
us
going
to.
to improve our squad, but
Yeah.
how well are they going to improve the squad? That's the question with Manchester United. But Liverpool, on the other hand, they are buying you players to win. They are not even trying to develop or do. They are not developing anything with Liverpool. We want to win. So you bought two world class strikers in one window. You bought a world class midfielder in one window. You bought wing backs, and these were like problems that you people saw from last season that you said you was going to correct last season. Now you've done all these things and you're still not delivering. There's no slack, bro. And if you
Okay,
Yeah, I
want to
so
be
mean,
and if
I
you want
get
to be
that.
at that
I
top
don't.
and if you
I
want to
don't.
be at that top table, if you want to be at that top table, you can't lose 6, 7 games as a big team
bro,
and
3-0,
think you are
3-0,
going to be
3-0.
there. Yeah, you
I don't.
can't
I don't agree
never.
they bought world class strikers though. However, I get where you're coming from.
Wait, do you
Even
okay?
What do you
Wait,
mean?
even
sorry. When you said you don't agree with them having world class strikers,
of
okay, are
Isak
you going to
World
buying
tell
class.
world
me? Are
class
you going to
strikers.
tell
I
me?
don't.
So
Those
are
two
you
are
going
not
to
world
tell
class
me?
strikers.
Are you wait? Can you count 6 strikers in the world now that are better than Isak all over the world? Can you count
Even
six?
if even if I'm not able to count
No,
one,
David, count six first.
it doesn't make him world
Count,
class.
count six first.
I don't understand
He
what
It's
is
you're
not
saying,
not
David.
possible.
world class.
Wait,
How?
Isak is
How
not
is
world
it?
class. Why do you think Isak
Isak
is
is
not world
not.
class?
How many seasons does he have in his entire career where he has more than double digit goals?
I
I think
think
Isak finished last. I think the form that Isak finished last season, right? On paper, he should be
That's
starting
on
for any team in the
form.
world.
That's form, not
yeah.
class. That's
No, no.
form,
So
not
Isak
Okay,
class.
when
stepped
you go,
into Isak stepped. I'll say Isak stepped into that class, in my opinion. Like he stepped
yeah,
into
that's what I want.
You
That's
don't
what
do
I
that. You
wanted
don't
to
do that.
say.
You don't do that with performance of one season. You have
Nah,
to
but this is not one season
consistently.
though. This is like 2, 3 seasons at Newcastle.
No, yes, but not
To
with
be to
20
be fair,
goals.
he's done it for more than a season at Newcastle.
No. He only had one season with more
So
than 20 goals. But that aside, what I want to say
yeah,
is, even if a substantial part of the Liverpool team experienced a loss, the new players that came in, were not necessarily attached to the player that passed. So they shouldn't have those
bro.
issues. You
Also,
understand? And that's where I
what
won't
if
cut,
Jota went to another
see,
club?
huh?
Like
right?
he could easily have been
No,
so. Now they just imagine that he went to a club in heaven.
Yeah, like
no.
okay, let
He
me give you
doesn't
a good
work that way.
example. That's a
Grief
good
is
example.
different. Grief is different.
I
Grief is
feel you.
different.
I'm
Right.
just.
So
If you go to another club, it's different, right? But I get where you're coming from, Azza, right? And I get why you don't want to
Yeah.
cut them the slack. But I don't agree that they bought two world class strikers. They bought two good strikers. They are not world class strikers,
Okay,
right?
okay. Let's say they bought two good strikers, but at the end of the day,
Two
why
good
did they buy
strikers.
two good strikers? Okay,
But
and
the
again, the
quality
two
that they
strikers
bought,
that they've got,
they
the
should be
two
on top
strikers
of the
that they've
table.
got, they've got no
True get.
reason not to be on top of that table.
Yes, they have no reason not to be
They've got
at the top.
they've got no
So,
reason not
so
to be on top of
that's
that
the
table.
only reason why Amorim would edge slots in a bit, because his expectation wasn't to be at the top of the table. He's closer to his expectation than Slot is,
okay.
right? I
Yeah,
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, just
yeah.
it
Let me
what has Slot done? My
let,
question: what
let
has
me
Slot
let
done
me let
at
me let me
Liverpool?
just
Basically,
let me tell you why Slot is better than Amorim this season. I'll just tell you why. Apart from the point, apart from the point that James mentioned, about them losing and all of that stuff, and that's my point as well,
Yeah.
right?
no,
Amorim,
but
Amorim is
whatever
playing
points with
one
regards
game
to
a
losing,
week.
it applies.
Amorim is
yeah,
playing one game a week, right? And he
Yeah.
still cannot turn around the fortune of Manchester United. This guy is playing like he doesn't even have training sessions. Like he has finished as soon as he finished playing, is recovery, play the next game, recovery, plays the next game. He's actually like experimenting during the games. Amorim has all week to do tactics and all of that, but yet he's still playing 5 men against five defenders against them and Everton because he's stuck in his own ways. So for that alone, I say Slot is better this season.
Yeah, he's playing his own
See,
system now, right? He's
And
dealing with a different
Amorim
set of
could not
cards,
even
a
beat
different deck of
Grimsby.
cards.
Like,
See,
God,
personally, I
unleash
just
And,
him.
think
but he still
personally,
beats
I
Slot.
think I don't know. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but for me, I think Amorim is actually better than Slots. To me,
What,
I
Amorim's
what,
team
what
think
is
my own
he's better
general
than
exactly their
agenda
Slots.
is
expectations.
Uh,
You know,
uh,
it's
and no, this is
Expectation
not
for me,
even. This is not.
expectation is we'll see at the end of the season. You understand? Right now, we
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
no,
We
no,
don't
no,
know.
expectation is we will see.
no.
Yeah,
And so we're judging right now. So we can't
Yes, yes.
do any. So we're
Right
judging
now,
right now.
one game
okay.
a
Where
week,
is Amorim?
one game a week
If it's down to
versus
this point,
3 or 4 competitions. You understand? And you are still on the same point.
Uh,
Thank you very much.
that they are going to lose. They are going to lose all of them. Like, I mean, my own
yeah,
agenda with Slot is that he's not that good a manager in the first place, right? So it's not just Amorim that's better than him. I think generally Slot is going to be found out to be basically like a faker. You know, like this last season was a fluke. He's going to get sacked by the Liverpool hierarchy eventually because there's no way in the world you sign. And again, I'm sorry, David, I disagree with you. Isak was supposed to be Isak versus Haaland for world domination
no,
as strikers.
no,
It's
wait,
supposed to be.
no,
wait. Hey, David. This is where you know that's actually a point because at the end of the day, people were actually saying Isak is a more complete striker. As at last season, I'm saying as at last
It's supposed
season,
to be
people were
Haaland.
saying, oh, apart from goal scoring, people were like, apart from goal scoring, Isak can give you more, which is playing,
people
bro,
saying
That's the
that
reason
doesn't
bro.
make
why
They
it
were
true.
That's the reason why Liverpool spent 100 and something million
see,
on Isak.
you can't
Like
spend 130 million on a flop or who you don't think is world class.
there
Oh my
was
god!
no two ways around it,
I
David.
can list 5 players who came up to that price tag and they were not even world class when they were bought.
Who like who?
Philip
There's no
Coutinho,
see.
Ousmane
There's no
Dembele.
player. There's no player that you wanna tell me. Wait. First thing first. Felipe Coutinho, form or no form, when it comes to class, is a world class player.
It was
Do
supposed to
you
be at the
agree?
time. Like he was banging in
See,
goals from outside.
like you see
Coutinho was
these
giving
people
Ousmane,
them
here. See
crawler
Ousmane
after
Dembele
crawler
too.
after crawler after
the way
crawler.
the
Ousmane
the
Dembele
way
too.
the
Joao Felix too. These are players that
nah.
should
See. Hey, people know Joao Felix
Isak is
when
world class.
they were all sold
when he
for
left Benfica.
120
Isak is
Everyone
world
plus.
class.
everyone were looking
Gyökeres
for.
is world
No,
class.
it's
Ekitike is world class.
come on.
Marmoush is
Don't
world class.
no,
Because the way you guys are just
now
throwing,
you want to
the
now
way
you want to
if it's
force it
just
now.
by scoring
I
goals, those
mean,
guys scored lots of goals.
It's
world
not by
class,
scoring goals
No,
now.
it's not
world
just
class.
by
Don't force
scoring
Gyökeres
goals.
inside
It's
the
not just by
conversation.
scoring goals.
You
Like,
have to be able to do it
okay,
at
if we
least
say if we
3 consecutive seasons to be world class.
Okay, wait.
Ishak has
Let's
never
okay,
define
fine,
world class,
Ishak has
please.
fine.
never
He's
Let's
not.
even
let's
He's
made.
not.
let's give our definitions of world class. David, starting with you, definition of world class.
You
That's and
have
why
to at
Isak does not.
least do that business consecutively for 3 years. Within those 3 years, you have to be in the world 11. That's what I consider world class. Ishak has never neared the world 11 ever. He has never had
Okay.
3 seasons consecutively with 30 goals. Never. In fact, I
Yeah,
don't think he has had one with 30 goals plus. Last season was
yeah.
29 or 28.
Wait, do you know the teams he plays for?
The teams he has played for:
Yeah,
Borussia Dortmund, Real Sociedad, and
yeah.
Newcastle.
And Newcastle.
Aubameyang,
Okay, look at
Aubameyang
Newcastle.
played.
Newcastle.
Calm down.
Newcastle.
Aubameyang played for Saint Etienne, played for Borussia Dortmund, played for Arsenal. He was top scorer in every of the league that he went to.
Wait.
Peer-Emerick
So
Aubameyang.
was
You
Aubameyang
are
world
saying
class?
To me, he's world class, but to you
Aubameyang
guys, is
is
not world class. But you, what you think is
World
world
class.
class?
Oh.
So, so
Aubameyang
if
is
you
world
don't
class. Oh.
so if you don't consider
Which
Tell
Aubameyang?
me
Aubameyang,
the what
The
talking.
same Aubameyang. The same
if you
Aubameyang. He is
if you
world
don't consider
class.
Aubameyang world class at any point in time, he's not world class now.
I've always considered.
But
I've
if you
always
don't,
considered that
but if you don't,
Aubameyang a world class striker. Me, I don't know. I don't know about it because you see with Aubameyang, yeah, he's so underrated. So a lot of people actually
Okay,
underrates him.
wait.
I've
Alpha,
always
what's your own
considered.
definition
I've always
of
considered.
world class? It's your world class category that includes both Aubameyang and Isak. I'm curious. How do you define
No. To be
world
fair,
class?
consistency is one big part of what I feel you can actually talk about world class players. Consistency is one of it. Doing it over like 2, 3 seasons, like he said, it's one of it. But what I'm saying is, Isak has actually provided us with some, like, maybe he haven't scored 20 goals, over 20 goals in a season, more than one season. But the performance that we actually see from him at Newcastle has been consistent. Whatever it is that made Liverpool buy him, he's been doing it for more than a season at Newcastle.
Hmm.
So
I
that
mean,
is the reason why I believe he
No,
is world class.
he only did it in one
Dr.
season.
Toast.
I'm sorry. He didn't
Nah,
do
not
it in
one
his first two
season.
seasons.
Not one season. Even his first two seasons, he still delivered. But this guy is playing for Newcastle. How many people are actually going to talk about Newcastle?
No, you don't have to play for the biggest club for your quality to show. If you have that quality, it will show.
It's
I'm not
another
saying
Isak I'm
it's not
looking at.
going to
Wait,
show.
Dr. Toast, what's your own? How do you define world class? And I guess you said that Aubameyang was world class according to you,
Yes.
but Isak is not.
Yes,
Okay.
my definition of world class is similar to David's one, but at the same time, you have. But I don't agree with world 11 because it can be biased, right? But I agree that you have to
Yeah,
do
the
it.
World 11 can be
But I
biased.
agree with the definition of you have to do it for at least 3 seasons, like back to back to back to back.
Mm,
Aubameyang has delivered that, right?
okay.
Gyökeres in Portugal
Yeah.
did it for
So
2 seasons. So if you guys are giving Isak that did only 1 season world class, then Gyökeres should be world class. Omar
I don't
Marmoush
think I
was
don't
doing
think
it in his own league as well. So you have to give him world class too. Ekitike did 20 goals also in Frankfurt. So
Yeah.
if I'm just saying, if Isak is world class, there are people that
We have to
that
be giving
deliver
that
the
world
same
class to
numbers. So all of
everybody.
them that have that same bracket
no.
should
So
all be world class.
let's let's put some respect on Isak's name because, and
He has
again, my own
respect.
definition of world
He has
class.
respect, but that world class gone. That's the one.
No, my definition of, I think for me, world class is a fluid thing that changes from time to time. So it's possible that even though Aubameyang was good in his time, he wasn't world class at that time. But like the way I think of world class is basically, to be world class, it means you can get into any starting 11 in the world.
Aubameyang would have.
That's how I
Aubameyang would have
defined
gotten to
that's how
any
I define
starting
world
11
class.
in
I
the world
don't
in
I
his
don't
time.
think
How
so.
many stri-
I
how
don't
many
think I
stri-
don't think at
how many
Aubameyang's
strikers were getting more goals than Aubameyang? When, at
Yeah,
at
his peak,
Aubameyang's peak,
yes.
at
How
Aubameyang's
many?
peak,
yeah, as he speak.
I
I
think
think
You can't count.
there were more strikers,
please
there were
no
more
no no no.
strikers
See,
Seun,
at that
Seun,
time
see,
than
Seun,
there are now.
realistically,
Please
you can't count.
Wait now.
let me
You can't
refresh your
count
See,
five.
memory. Aubameyang
realistically, you can't count five.
Aubameyang won
Aubameyang's
top scorer in
peak.
the French league, won top scorer in the German league,
Realistically,
won
you
top
can't count
scorer in
five.
the Premier League. Let me tell you
You
the
can't
people he
count
beat in
five.
those periods. He beat Lewandowski to the German
Lewandowski
league top
to the
scorer.
German. Yeah,
He
God
beat
bless you.
Harry Kane to the EPL top scorer. And these are
Harry
great
Kane, Mohamed
guys.
Salah, Mohamed Salah as well.
No.
No, but I
Aubameyang
don't
had with
think
Like,
Aubameyang shared with Salah and Mane. Three of them
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
he
think
shared
three
with
of
he
Aubameyang
them
would
shared
have
they
with
shared
gotten.
the same
I don't
golden
think
boots.
Aubameyang would have benched Lewandowski in his team at the time, even though because Aubameyang was in a Dortmund team that was high performing, he scored a lot of goals. The same thing goes for Aubameyang and the people he was playing against in the Premier League. I don't think he would have gotten into City or
It would
even
have, if
Spurs
he
at the
was playing
time,
for City,
unless he was going to
if he
play.
was playing for
Nah,
City, we bang lots of goals, guy. Aubameyang was a
see,
machine,
like so
though.
he's
he,
going to
he would
score a
have
lot
he
of
would have
goals.
But
played
I'm
in
saying
City.
about
If he would have played in City that the time he was at Arsenal, he would have played.
Him and
City
Lewandowski
did
were
not have
in
a
the same
I
striker.
don't
team.
He
Oh.
would have played. Himself and
let
Lewandowski
us
were in the
let us
same
agree
team.
They
to.
were in the same team and was getting more goals.
Yeah, they were in the same team. Yeah,
Right. I think they were in the same team for
I think
one
two
Uh,
year or
seasons.
so,
but
right?
that
It
year
One or
he
wasn't. It
two.
wasn't
outscored
a
him.
long
but
time.
that same
But
season
they
he
were
outscored
playing.
Yeah,
Lewandowski.
Now you guys,
they
I
were
know
in
I
same.
know that you
and
don't like
and
Arsenal
that
because
same
Aubameyang
and
played
I
for
think
Arsenal. You don't give that
and
respect. Show. I
and
think
I
that's
think
what
that
it is.
same season and I think that same season Klopp was actually playing with the both of them at the same time. I think he
Yeah,
was
I
playing
don't.
like
I like. I'm
I,
not saying Aubameyang was not a good player, right? And I'm explaining like for me, I think it's unfair that it could be unfair. You could say it's unfair that
for,
in Aubameyang's time there were different other strikers there, but
for
I think
me
Isak
he's world class
basically
though.
get into every single team. Like what the Isak that finished the season with Newcastle would have started in any team in the world at that time. Isak scored 23 goals last season, right? In the
In the league or in the
2024-2025
entire
season. In the
season.
league.
Okay.
In the league, I'm looking at Premier League websites. He scored 23
Okay.
goals last season, six
Yeah.
assists in 34 appearances. In the season before that, he scored um
I think
20
18.
goals. No,
And
21, sorry.
And
in
and
30
you said this
appearances.
one is not world class. 21, 23.
That's
Keep going,
and
Sean.
you're comparing him with people basically who are scoring goals in
and
Portugal
and then
and in the
Keep
Netherlands.
going, keep going.
No, his first season in the league, he scored 10 in 22
okay,
appearances.
he has not done anything to that.
Basically, which was basically like a
Huh?
50, which is basically like a goal every other game return. But that's a ridiculous trajectory that Isak is on. And let's not forget that this is somebody who will spend 4
Isak is
months or 3
world
months
class.
injured.
They don't even need to tell you.
He will spend 3 months injured, come back and then play, take 2 weeks to get up to speed again and start banging goals left to
Yes.
right. I think it was
That's why
Newcastle,
Sweden is in the
Newcastle.
playoff for the World Cup now.
But this same Sweden have Gyökeres. Okay.
No, I'm just saying that.
This same
No,
Sweden,
if you guys,
Gyökeres is their striker.
I'm just saying that if you guys say Isak is
And
world
this their
class compared to
recent
Isak,
playoffs
you're
and
already
all their recent playoffs, Gyökeres has played everything.